damn, Aiden, you a killer.
Wait, ice on a bite.
Just going through and filling in these places where it didn't fit very well with some paper. You can't really see that one, but doing that so I can trace this onto another piece of metal and then cut it out and make it fit better. And then we can decide what we exactly want to do with the bead rolls and where the catch can goes. There's the new plate that fits better, and I drew some new lines in there. And you imagine the catch can sitting right here, that's why we kept all of it to that side. So be something like that pretty much. I'm gonna see if Randy likes the lines, and we'll bead roll them. All right, so this is the first set of lines. I drew a different one at first, but it seemed like they were too far backwards where you couldn't see it, because we're gonna start running into where it gets weird in this corner.
Okay.
I mean, you can hold the catch can in there and imagine, just tuck it towards that corner.
Right here. That'll be a lot cleaner, huh?
Yep.
Okay, something like, honestly, that looks great. I think that's a great angle too.
Okay. Good with the lines. And then I just made
cool
the spacing from here to that side and from here to that side is the same.
Yeah,
so that was the,
I like that. From here, it just looks visually
cool.
appealing.
All right, cool. We'll bead roll it.
Cool.
And there you go with the catch can sitting there. I am actually going to make a whole new mount for this. Instead of having to bolt something through the old holes, I'm going to do the same thing where it's a circle, but have it be like a full U, and it'll bolt to the bottom side of that. I'll probably weld a piece of metal underneath it so it's stronger, and this whole thing will get welded into the car, and then we'll have the body shop blend it all in with Bondo when the engine bay gets painted, and we're going to fill a bunch of these holes and stuff too. But that looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. I can drill the hole for this, make these lines, and drop a bracket for the catch can mount. Lines made. I have the line separators on there so it looks all nice. Obviously it's tilted a little bit right now because it's not actually mounted, but it'll sit more up like that pretty much, and then it just goes over. Nice little setup. Now I'm going to remake this bracket because I don't want to have to use these bolt holes. I want it to be like one complete piece that goes up and around that'll just bolt right to that panel. So let's draw this up in SketchUp. Here is the new bracket I drew up to have cut. So on this line right here and this line right here, it'll get bent into a Z shape. So like that, so that I can bolt it from the back and the thing will fit through the middle there. Just put some speed holes in it because there's no point in having all that material there. And then those are my 3 mounting holes. And that's the opening for the catch can. So now I can send this off to Suncut Send and get it cut. All right, so I'm building brake lines for the car now because obviously we need more clearance with the downpipe and all that stuff, and also with the ABS fleet. So I have to make brake lines anyways. And I got this cool tool, which I'll show you. So this is a brake line flaring tool. This one's from Summit, but Eastwood makes one, and there's an Amazon brand. They're all exactly the same, but you can just flare the ends to any you want. Got all my brake line fittings, and I got straight tube. But the problem I'm having right now is with the bender I have, and with the combination of having to flare the end, that's as tight of a bend as I can get, and that's way too close to the downpipe for comfort. So I'm gonna have to get like a little hand bender where I can bend it almost right here so that it gets away from the downpipe as fast as possible. But I did go ahead and make that line, and it came out nice. It's just this is too close, so I have to figure out a different bender for that. All right, so I got a tighter bend there. Now I'm gonna use the bender to bend the rest of this. And I just used a piece of welding wire to make my mock-up one so that I could bend this easily to how I need it to fit, and then I can match it on this. So there's the rear brake line done. You can see it goes down up against the frame rail and then connects to the joint right there. I do need to order more brake line. I don't have enough to finish this, but I have to do one from here to right there, and then there's one that's got to go all the way over to the other side. And I've mentioned it a few times, but just in case anyone's new, there's going to be a heat shield between all this because everything is very close. But yeah, there's one brake line done. All right, so I'm gonna start putting this harness in there because there might be some stuff I have to extend, and some of the stuff like the boost control is just like pigtails. Wiring Specialties made this for us. This is their first R34 K-swap harness, and then we have like the conversion box that will hook up to one of the speed sensors that will give us our speed output because the ZF does not have a speed sensor inside of it. So shout out to Wiring Specialties. They hooked us up with this harness. And we also have cool stuff like there's an extra pigtail with a bunch of other inputs and outputs that we can run through stuff. So let's get this in the car. So I got the majority of the harness in. It runs back there, along the front, down the side, down here under the intake manifold, to the intake and stuff. There was a miscommunication somewhere because I have the wrong injector connectors, but that's fine, I can repin those. And then stuff like this. So this is like all the pigtail that makes it chassis specific, but normally that fuse box that I have down there is up here. So I'm gonna have to extend some of the wiring to like plug into this stuff. Not a big deal, but it should still look pretty naked, and you shouldn't be able to see the harness that much because it's just barely coming through right there, and it'll come over to the side. So yeah, no, it fits. It's always a little bit questionable because this is the first one they made and they didn't have a car to do it on, so, but it works. And that's how the swirl pot mounts up. And then these things just have to go off the end. This will obviously be shortened a lot. I can either go like this and have it come down right there so it comes straight out the side there, or angle it like this and go straight down through there. So that's going to be the top one, and then the bottom one will be right here going back underneath the intake manifold to connect to the fill back there. So there's the swirl pot. One more thing added to the engine bay. Makes it look more complete. All right, now that this was all welded together and I put it in there, I'm able to take these the outlet things, and I marked it on the tube where I want it, like that. So now I gotta cut out the inside, and then I can weld this to this, and then weld the -16 piece onto the end right there. can see, I got this really long brake line now to do the one that goes over to the passenger side of the car, but it did get a little bent in shipping. It's not a big deal. I usually just buy straight sections because straightening out the rolled stuff sucks. It is cheaper, but it's a lot more work. But this line has to go from here, behind the brake booster, away from the downpipe, all the way over, down, and then through over there. So I'm gonna start mocking it up with a piece of welding wire. It turns out that this isn't long enough. This is 6 feet or 7 feet. I actually needed at least 8 feet. So I'm gonna use this one for the other side because it's much shorter. But at least I have my templates of what I need to do. There's the 2 lines for, that's the rear, and then that's one of the fronts. I still have to do that one, but I gotta get the longer brake line. And I'm gonna make a clutch line that goes over to the other side now and a connection down there to a soft line. All right, and here's the clutch line. It goes around the back, and then it's gonna go down right here, and I'm gonna have one of those connections right here to a soft line to the slave cylinder, which is like somewhere around there. But I'm gonna wait until the trans is back in so that I can see exactly where I wanna end it. But have a mount like here, and the other brake line's gonna come across the top here too. So now that's done. So we got the rest of this surge tank set up for the fuel hat. So I'm gonna put all this together. Alright, so here's the basic idea, but the problem I'm having now is that it doesn't come with another filter sock, because the ones that are specifically for the S14 are completely different. But I might have one, so I'm going to check, but if I don't, I'm just going to have to order one of those J4. And then this thing basically slides around all of this, and it holds a liter of fuel at all times so that you never run dry. Alright, so there's the setup. The 2 pumps are down inside of there. I just put it together for now until I get the filter sock. It won't go in, but basically when that drops in, this will sit in here like this. That pump at the bottom feeds into here. This always holds a liter of fuel, and then when it overfills, it comes out right here. And we have 2 pumps in here, so we'll have plenty of fuel to supply the engine.
Now I'm gonna pull the whole engine package back out so that I can do stuff like mount the vacuum manifold all the way, the boost controller all the way, maybe weld this plate in, and then also I'm gonna attach the trans completely together, put it all back in so that I can verify everything fits when the engine is at the right angle. And some of the stuff that I need to continue to do, I need the engine at the right angle to continue doing it. So let's get this engine out. So this is the kind of stuff I'm doing. I had to go and put all these nutserts in for that vacuum block because I wasn't able to get my drill in there with the engine in and everything else. So I did that. I have to mount up my boost controller over here, but I forgot to mark it beforehand, so I'm gonna have to briefly put that back in. You can see the brake lines over there. I have to make a mount for this, but that's not a big deal. What else? So we can do some other stuff while I was out, and then put the transmission on the engine and put it back in the car.
What do you need my help with?
We gotta put the trans on, but we might need to.
Did someone say tranny? Yeah. Right there?
The problem is there's no clutch disc, so it's kind of annoying to...
I'm hella sore. From the gym. I've been focusing on bettering myself mentally, physically.
I got it.
Oh, you got it?
You're gonna have to put the bolt.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
Man.
So...
And just like that, we're done.
See, this looks so much more normal than when you see a fucking CD on the back of a K. CD's like fucking this long and hella big.
And this, we don't need a hammer or anything, right?
This is ZF, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir. 6-speed ZF transmission from the BMW. Let's go.
All right, so I'm gonna briefly drop this back into the car, or I guess drop the car back onto this, just so I can mark the location for my boost controller, because I forgot to do that before I pulled it out. So we'll do that, and then it's gonna come back out. I'm gonna mount that up, and we should be pretty close to putting the engine and trans back in.
So I got the engine and transmission back in, and I put the exhaust on just to look at it again and get it off the ground, and it looks really good. I give it a little scuff. This is the first time I've had the whole thing on with the Tomei as well. So now this thing's got a nice tip finally. It was always ugly because the old exhaust was like way back in here, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I was a little concerned because I forgot that I built this without the gas tank in. So I was a little worried that there wasn't gonna be enough room here, but luckily they already clearanced this part of the gas tank for this, so that all fit. So that's cool. We got the engine back in with the trans now, and I have a bunch more bolts in this, so it's sturdy. And you can see what I was doing here with this clutch line. I'm basically gonna make, or have one of those mounts that like this, but much smaller. So I can have a clip right here, and then I'll have the soft line come up here to the slave cylinder, but the BMW slaves have like a weird fitting, so I gotta get an adapter for that, and I gotta get a slave.
Hope you guys enjoyed this 16-minute and 44-second video. Luke absolutely killed it, and we got so much done to the 34. I just wanted Luke to take over today's vlog while I handled some stuff on the S15. We knocked out 2 videos with 1 stone today. So expect the next vlog soon. So that is a wrap. I hope you guys are excited for the 34. Next video, we're gonna be doing the first power mod for the S15. So if you guys are excited, go down, like, comment, subscribe, and the giveaway is about to end real soon. Go and get your entries. Peace.